Thank you for inviting me to speak at this very important event on info-poverty. Let me congratulate you for dedicating your energies and time to this very important challenge. Let me say a few things about myself. I spent my entire career on software. I spent more than 25 years with Microsoft in various roles across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And after that, I invested my time and money, if I can say so, in helping smaller organizations, enthusiastic and smart developers in various roles, and to work also in larger organizations, in particular also in healthcare, which is the interest of my life, healthcare. Let me tell you why. And that coincides with the first contact that I had with telemedicine. In the early 50s, I used to live in a small village by the Adriatic Sea coast in Italy. My father was a pediatrician, was a doctor, and he managed to have the first telephone number, number 9. You got to call the operator, and it connected you with the others. In this village, there were something like 10 numbers. But in the villages around, in the places around, there were other doctors who were not specialized in pediatrics, but they needed this help. So not so much with patients, because patients came also at night to ring the door and to call, and you had to go to wake up every night, and almost every night, and visit kids and stay with parents to make sure that they really were comforted by having a doctor at home. There were no hospitals around, but the telephone was used by his colleagues. And so he was in touch with colleagues to share his knowledge, then to decide maybe to visit together their patients. And so that was a very impactful thing. Also because something like 20, 25 miles north, the same south, and maybe 50 miles west, there were no other pediatricians, no other specialists. And on the east side, there was the ocean, the Adriatic Sea. So it was a challenge, but he had a happy life, and he continued to work up to the end of the 9th decade, and he died at 94 years old. And with the jump of 2 decades, I go to mention my brother. He used to be in Bologna, the direttore della clinica pediatrica dell'Università di Bologna, Sant'Orsola, this very advanced place, also at that time in the early 60s. And he was really fixated with numbers, with sharing knowledge, with numbers that can speak, that can help. So he traveled, and he spent a lot of money, because traveling was expensive in those days, with the US, to understand what they were doing. He was an hematologist. In particular, he had to take care of leukemia, those terrible diseases, in order to share the knowledge, to share the best experiences, to share the protocols, to make sure that numbers could help in deciding what was more effective. And he was running around every day with his white doctor robe in the hospital, with a calculator rule in his pocket. There were no computers. The first computer that appeared, personal computer, appeared a couple of, I would say a decade after. I used to work at that time at Hewlett-Packard, which introduced this computer. I bought the first one. I spent almost 2 monthly salaries, and I gave it to my brother, so that he could more easily put together numbers that he put in his publications, in his reports, in the letters that he sent to his colleagues, in order to share what numbers could say, in order to make numbers speak in the interest of patients. And then with the jump to today, I see what my friend Professor Azzolini is doing with his software solutions for telemedicine, for sharing, for helping, for widening the impact of knowledge, of experience, which is, I can tell you, also as a patient of Professor Azzolini, is fantastic. I'm very touched by what I see when I go as a patient to him, as I did also today. And so I'm very grateful to him. Nothing to do with this event, but I want to tell you that I'm very grateful to this man. this real man. So, talking about ourselves, data speak, but you got to allow them to speak. You've got to make sure that you have enough software, that you have enough and right algorithms, that you have enough infrastructure, servers and devices and connections and high-speed connections, in order to make sure that you put together artificial intelligence solutions. And now the good news is that there are tools, OpenAI just introduced one, to prepare custom models on large language models that are specific to a given set of challenges that are very focused on something. And so my message, since e-health is really the most promising field of artificial intelligence applications, if I have to leave you with the message is make sure that you invest the money that you get on education. On education, that means to bring more doctors in the field, in the education for software developers, for data scientists, for specialists, in order to find models and tools that are focused on your challenges, not an application of something else, on your challenges, in order to find people that could stay with your patients in your very challenged areas, together with them, close to them, speaking with them, because applying technology alone is not good enough. You have to find some sort of hybrid solutions. Human beings with their empathy, with software tools behind them. So if there is one only word that I want, no, actually I have another one to leave with you, but this one is education. Education and education. The other one is, I just close on this, is a lesson that my father and brother gave me during their life, that you cannot really be a good doctor and really take care of your patients if you don't love them. Thank you.